here's my question for you. What would you do if you didn't have to chase success? If survival wasn't tied to a paycheck, if your days belonged entirely to you, what would you create? Who would you become? They told us to dream big, to work hard, to climb the ladder, buy the house, drive the car, build the life. And for a while, I believed them. Because that's what we're taught from the start, isn't it? That success is freedom, that money buys security, that if you just work hard enough, one day you'll finally make it, and then, finally, you can breathe. But here's the cruel joke. Most people never realize that the ladder they're climbing doesn't lead to freedom. It leads to a prettier cage, a golden one. I remember getting my first real promotion, the kind that came with a title and an office with a view. Everyone congratulated me. "You're doing great," they said. But that same week, something shifted. The emails multiplied. The expectations grew. My phone became a leash, buzzing at midnight with urgent requests that somehow couldn't wait until morning. And as my paycheck grew, so did my bills. A better apartment, a better car, better clothes. "You deserve it," they said. But what I didn't realize was that every upgrade came with invisible strings. Higher rent meant I couldn't leave that job. A nicer car meant I needed to keep the promotion. Every comfort I bought became another anchor, disguised as luxury. And I started to see it everywhere. People chasing success, burning out quietly, smiling for pictures, but hollow behind their eyes. Everyone looked so busy, so important, but no one looked free. We were told this is progress. But what if progress just means running faster on the treadmill? What if success, as we define it, is just slavery with better lighting? We measure life in salaries, not sunsets, in promotions, not peace. We brag about how little we sleep, how much we work, how productive we are, as if exhaustion is a badge of honor. And for what? For the privilege of paying more bills? For the illusion of stability in a world that keeps moving the finish line? The system is clever. It doesn't need whips or chains anymore. It just needs desire. If it can make you want the cage, it never has to lock the door. We call it ambition. But too often, ambition is just fear dressed up as purpose. Fear of being left behind. Fear of not being enough. Fear of being ordinary in a world that worships status. So we keep running, not because we love where we're going, but because we're terrified of stopping. And yet, if you pause for even a moment, you start to see the cracks. That dream home that keeps you in debt for 30 years. That luxury car that loses half its value the moment you drive it off the lot. That job that pays well but drains your soul, your time, your health. It's not freedom. It's just expensive bondage. Let me tell you a story. A friend of mine, let's call him Daniel, was one of the most driven people I knew. Always the first in, the last out. Designer suit, perfect smile, spotless resume. He had the penthouse, the car, the watch, the admiration. But one night over dinner, he said something I'll never forget. "I think I built the wrong life." I asked him what he meant. He stared at his glass for a long time before answering. "I did everything they told me to do. I won. But now I'm trapped by my own success. I can't quit. I can't slow down. I can't breathe without wondering how it'll affect my image, my income, my future." I bought my freedom, and it came with a lifetime subscription. That night, I realized the truth. The system doesn't trap you with poverty. It traps you with comfort, because comfort dulls rebellion. If you're just comfortable enough, you won't risk changing anything. If your cage is shiny enough, you'll defend it instead of escaping it. The modern world runs on that illusion. We are taught to chase symbols instead of meaning, to collect trophies instead of experiences, to fill the emptiness with possessions that whisper you're doing fine, while our souls quietly starve. And maybe that's why anxiety is the new normal. Because deep down, some part of us knows this isn't what life was supposed to be. We were never meant to spend our days staring at screens, trading time for paper, calling exhaustion achievement. We were meant to move, to create, to connect, to build, to live. But the system sells you a script, and you play your part. Study hard, work harder, buy the things, post the pictures, repeat, and before you know it, the years blur. You look up and realize you've spent decades chasing a dream that was never yours. Here's the truth most people don't want to admit. The system doesn't care if you succeed. It only cares that you keep chasing. Because the moment you stop chasing, the moment you realize you have enough, that you are enough, the illusion breaks. You step off the treadmill, and the machine starts to slow down. That's why they keep inventing new goals, new phones, new standards, new ways to make you feel incomplete, the perfect body, The perfect job, the perfect life. There's always something just out of reach, just expensive enough, just difficult enough to keep you running. And when you finally get it, the finish line moves. You want to know what real success looks like? It's peace. It's waking up without dread. It's having time to watch the sunrise without checking your email. It's loving people without transaction. It's having enough and knowing it. The world won't applaud you for that, but your soul will, because the system can't profit from contentment. It only thrives on your hunger for more, for better, for next. So maybe the bravest thing you can do is stop. Stop running. Stop buying what they sell as happiness. Stop mistaking comfort for freedom. Because when you step back, you realize the door of the cage was never locked. You were always free to walk away. The hard part isn't escaping the cage. It's convincing yourself you deserve life outside it. So here's my question for you. What would you do if you didn't have to chase success? If survival wasn't tied to a paycheck, if your days belonged entirely to you, what would you create? Who would you become? Maybe that's the question the world doesn't want you to ask. Because once you do, you can't unask it. And in that quiet rebellion, the illusion begins to crumble. Because when people stop mistaking the cage for home, the empire built on their obedience starts to fall apart. In the next part 5, we'll go even deeper. We'll talk about the one currency you can never earn back once it's gone: time. Because no matter how much money you make, every transaction you ever make is paid for with the minutes of your life. And that, my friend, is the real cost of the golden cage.